All right, let's talk about AI in marketing, but forget the boring software talk. Today, we're looking at these tools for what they really are, actual superpowers for your business. So let's jump right in and see how you can start using them. First things first, this is not some trend that's way off in the future. Nope. A massive 91% of marketers are already using AI. So, the train has definitely left the station and it is picking up speed fast. But here's the real kicker. It feels like a new AI tool launches every single day, right? So how do you know if you're using the ones that are actually going to make a difference and not just, create more work for you? That's exactly what we're going to figure out. To find the right solution, we have to start with the problem. And let's be honest, for modern marketers, the challenge is very, very real. This quote right here, it nails it. One minute you're a writer, the next you're a graphic designer, then you're a data analyst, then a social media manager. The list just goes on and on. There's just not enough time in the day to do everything, let alone do it all really well. And this is where AI stops being just a buzzword and starts being your most valuable team member. So let's start with what's probably the most time-consuming task for pretty much everyone: creating content. We're talking everything from blog posts that need to rank on Google to social media copy that actually gets people to click. This is where AI is a complete game changer. Now, what's so important to see here is that not all AI writers are built the same. You wouldn't use a screwdriver to hammer a nail, right? Well, think of ChatGPT as your go-to brainstorming partner. It's amazing for getting ideas flowing and spitting out quick first drafts. But when you need to write a serious, long-form blog post that's optimized for search engines and sounds exactly like your brand, that's when you bring in a specialist like Jasper. It can literally learn your brand voice. And for those times you just need some punchy ad copy like right now, that's where Copy.ai is brilliant. Of course, after that first draft is done, you're not quite finished. That's where a tool like Grammarly comes in for the final polish. It's so much more than a spell check. It makes sure your writing is clear, consistent with your brand, and totally error-free. Okay, so we've got our copy. Now let's talk visuals. Because great writing needs great images. But seriously, who has the budget for a full-time designer or the hours to learn really complicated software? So you've basically got two amazing paths you can take here. On one hand, you've got tools like DALL-E 3. You can create totally unique, on-brand images just by typing what you want in plain English. It's super easy to get started. And on the other hand, you have the absolute powerhouse, Adobe Photoshop. With its new AI tools, you can take a photo you already have and just remove an object or expand the background like magic. It's got a steeper learning curve for sure, but the power is just incredible. And this is where AI really feels like your own personal design assistant. With tools like Adobe Express or Canva, you are never starting from scratch again. You can literally just type a prompt, something like new yoga studio announcement, and poof, the AI generates dozens of beautiful, customizable templates for you. It's like having an entire design team right at your fingertips. Okay, but what about video? This used to be the most expensive and time-sucking content of all. Well, not anymore. Tools like Lumen 5 or InVideo AI let you take a blog post you've already written, feed it in, and it will automatically turn it into a slick, engaging video with stock footage, text, the whole shebang. It makes repurposing your content for video platforms almost effortless. Okay, you've got your copy, you've got your images and your videos. Now you have to actually post them every single day. Yeah, managing social media can feel like a totally relentless, full-time job all by itself. This is where you can genuinely take social media off your plate. Remember that wearing all the hats problem we talked about? Well, a tool like Flick is built for exactly that. It's for the marketer who just doesn't have time to manually post to 5 different channels every day. And here's the magic. First, you tell the AI your strategy. Like, I want 70% informational posts and 30% promotional. Then you just upload all those cool visuals you made. From there, the AI literally generates an entire content calendar, captions and all, and schedules it to post automatically across Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all your platforms. It's true set it and forget it automation. All right, let's switch gears for a second. Let's go from creating content to analyzing it. Because this is the part of marketing that so many people skip, but it's where the real growth happens. It's not just about what you create. It's about understanding what works so your next move is even smarter. And the best part, you don't need a PhD in data science to do it anymore.
I want you to think of these next tools as having your own personal data scientist on the team. They make strategy and insights accessible to everyone, not just huge corporations. They can spot trends, keep an eye on your competitors, and even help predict what's coming next.
Let's look at two totally different examples. A tool like Browse AI lets you build a little robot to pull data from any website without any coding, so you could monitor your competitors' prices or track industry news automatically. Then you've got something like Pendo AI, which looks inward at your own data to make predictions. It can tell you which customers are likely to cancel their subscription so you can step in before they do. That's a huge leap from just looking at reports of what already happened. So we've looked at tools for content, for visuals, for social media, for data, but now for the most critical part, putting it all together. This is what we call building your tech stack, which is really just a fancy way of saying you're picking a team of tools that play well together to create one seamless, automated system. This quote right here really is the main takeaway. A single AI tool is helpful, sure, but the real superpower comes when you combine them. The goal is to build a system where one tool finishes its job and automatically hands it off to the next one in the chain. Let's make this real with an example. Imagine you're launching a new brand. Step 1, you use Adobe Express to generate your logo and brand templates. Step 2, you take those guidelines and pop them into Jasper, which then writes all your website copy in that perfect brand voice. Step 3, you use an AI website builder like Durable to get a professional site live in like 30 seconds. And finally, step 4, you use Flick to automate the entire social media launch. See how each piece just flows into the next? That's the key. So what's the end result when you build a smart tech stack like this? Well, you save a ton of time, you free up your brain to focus on actual strategy and creative ideas, you start making much smarter decisions backed by data, and yeah, you reduce costs. It completely changes how you work. So after seeing all of this, the only question left is, which one of these superpowers are you going to add to your toolkit first? Thanks for tuning in.